pictures on the wall. I hear the songs from the places where I was born. Upon a hill across the blue lake, that's where I had my first heartbreak. I still remember how it all changed. My father said, don't you worry, child. See, heaven's got a plan for you. Don't you worry now.
Whoa. What the fuck? Okay, hold on. I'm doing the wrong thing. Jesus. Hold on. Why are there 4 of the thingies on my screen? Hello? Broken. Alright, let me ask these guys for the link. Yo! Can I get the link
Oh
to
my gosh,
see
bro.
the game?
Hmm?
I said, oh my gosh!
Yikes. Oh, yikes. Okay. That just happened. It should be working 60 FPS. Probably. Yeah. Just checking everything, making sure everything's working in order. Yeah. There we go. I got the link. Alright, we're about to show the game in just a second. God, it's been so long since I last done this, man. Oh, I'm so rusty, and my voice is dead, so this is gonna be, yeah, open to full screen, that helps. This is gonna be great. We're gonna get, like, very low volume music going. My YouTube just froze. Stop freezing. There you go. Alright. I should be in the game shortly. Goodness. Alright. Oh, this is not gonna go well. It's gonna be a bit stretched out, but should be fine nevertheless. Oh yeah, that's... I have to extend it just a little bit. Like that. No. Maybe a little more. There we go. Ugh! Jesus. This is how spectating works. Jesus Christ. That is so loud. Oh. No. It's shift F5, right? Dude, what's up? Why is my FPS capped at 60? Oh my god, I have there we go. Very scuffed. Very scuffed. That's good. Alright, give me a second. There we go. There we go. Oh, oops. I'd probably get my ass kicked going against these guys. I don't even know if they started. I think they're doing warm-up. Let me ask. Warm-up? I mean, shit. Already looking at this, this is a bit hectic. Heck. I'm stupid. Sorry. I heard. I was watching. No, if I say that band, I'm gonna do that later. Where's there? There we go. Dude, I hate how big this is. How do I lower this? Let me ask. What is the command to make HUD smaller?
Runner.
I clicked on the wrong thing. I'm so stupid. Sorry. Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna do this. Better option. Oh, it's so much better. All I see, absolutely all I cannot live. I cannot tell. Nothing myself. Dick in my hand, man. Scale 05. Didn't work. Oh well. I'm so confused as to what the hell stuff is going on. Oh my goodness. There we go. See, right now, I think we're currently waiting. I need to put a text screen. Waiting. Put this in. That's it. What? We're gonna do this in DOS with 72. Waiting for other team. Should be it. Yeah. Right now it looks like team 2 is there, but not team 1. Or I meant to say team 1 is there. But then again, team 2, the confusion, it raises an eyebrow. When you're the only media guy. Does that work? No. Put it in the middle of the screen. And then once the other team is confirmed in, we finna stream. I'm like fiddling around with this window. I can't do. Okay, hold on. There we go. I'm brilliant. So
Yeah.
what's up, y'all? Waiting on your fifth?
No, I think they can do 44. Yeah, they're waiting on. I don't know.
Alright. I'm just like mega confused as to what's going on. It's been so long since I've been in media.
All you do is stream, and then after the match, you pick a player that you think did good, and then interview them.
Oh, that's what's changed? Oh, interesting. Alright.
That's all you do. You commentate also.
Yeah, I've been commentating just a bit stupid, but it's alright, I guess. Alright, I'm gonna go back to media. What's up, Yasir Gaming? So, we are experiencing competitive Phantom Forces tonight. It's gonna be great. Those of you on my Twitch, I am using Restream. Competitive Phantom Forces. It's kind of rare for y'all to see it, but yeah, we back. I think I did it once before, but I don't remember when. Aside from that, we're gonna do a few game interviews. You know, be like, I don't know. We'll see what we can do. I need to change the UI scale. To the sky just before you die. It's the last time you. I did something. Oh. What did I do? Oh no. 100? I did something. Oh, here we go. I fixed. Oh, I can. That's how you do it. Okay, so 0.5. Yeah! Dude, I've always wanted it this small. What's up, Avic Mob? How you doing, brother? On my Twitch. Those of you that are on the CPFO channel, I can't read the chat because it's a bit bugged on my end. Sorry. But you're more than welcome to.
Okay, Damien, can you do a coin flip? Because Sphinx has no
I'm a
mic,
ref.
so you gotta do coin
Why?
flip.
Yo, I can do a coin flip.
Okay.
No, I don't trust you.
I got moved over here and I'm
Yo,
scared.
Kamiki.
What's happening?
You have to do a coin flip.
He's
coin
not a
flip.
ref.
Alright.
You want go back, go back.
Yo, I can do
Go
a coin flip.
back.
I have
Or
a
not.
coin. And they move me back. Alright, that's fine. That was weird. Doing good, brother? Yeah. That's how it is. Tonight, we're gonna be doing this. It's gonna be great. It's actually the music is actually quite quiet. That should be a good. Oi. We're still waiting. No, wait. No, we're not waiting for the other team. Right now, I think we're waiting on something. I don't know what we're waiting. I'm just gonna put waiting for something to happen. Here you go. I had my wallet in my hand because I thought I was gonna do a coin thing. Which one was it? Okay, hold on. You guys are the ones who pulled me in here, right? I have a coin. You want me to flip it?
No, that'll call people. So
My confusion is immeasurable.
what is it?
Here's the
Ooh,
thing.
it's
If
heads.
you,
Hey, you
alright,
guys
why
wanna
are
hurry
people?
up?
Alright, Zinfi, get out.
What?
What's happening?
Okay, so
Bro, that wasn't very
It's
nice.
when I was
Yeah.
scribbing AM, like bro, it was going like almost full auto.
What are we waiting for? I'm confused.
It's me.
For me to choose head or tails.
Yeah, you guys already chose tails and it was heads. So.
Oh, oof.
I'm gonna go back to media. This is awkward. I think they're doing important things. I'm not important.
Map
Alright.
or side
You
did.
two or
Map
three
or side.
are the only staff, so
Whom's moving?
Someone
Map or
needs to
side
do a
did
coin
godly. I already
Alright.
Do
did
you
the
want me
coin
to
flip.
do coin flip? I'll do it here live on screen.
I
Hang on.
already did the coin flip godly.
things are really
Hang on.
messy.
I have high frames,
It
so I should
landed
do
on
coin flip.
tails.
Yeah, it did. No, it landed on
You're-
heads. What?
Hold on.
It landed on
Fuck.
my head.
Okay,
It
Damien
landed
and
on
Axe,
heads and
either one me or
AM.
legit. Like,
you guys
if they
are
want
fucking
heads or
kidding
tails,
me.
okay? So just
They
pick one
already
of us.
chose tails, and I did the coin flip.
What?
They
You're
chose
supposed to
tails,
pick
and
a
I
team
did the
rep.
coin flip.
I'm so confused.
Yeah,
When did you do that?
just now.
It's been like this.
You legit didn't tell anybody.
What's
guys are
happening?
having a
I'm gonna
party.
Go back to media.
Yo,
I don't know what's happening. So much is happening. I'm voice cracking because I'm voice cracking. GG. My voice hurts. What's happening? I love how, like, the UI scale is so it doesn't even scale with the chat. It just scales like everything else, but not the chat. How about we do this? I'm gonna do UI scale 0.8. No. Why is the point not working? I did something. What just happened? What did I do? That works. Oh goodness. I don't even know if anyone's still here. So much is happening that I'm like like omega confused. I'm gonna get Coca-Cola. Ooh, that sounded hot. the dreams I'm in after. I'm so confused. Oh, this guy spawned because he's cool. Can I remove this? There we go. My confusion is immeasurable. Dude, I had a big frame drop. Oh, I think the referees are getting the position. That's what we're waiting on. Yeah, there we go. XDX ready. I just have to read the chat. Goodness, I'm not smart. Something's about that. I'm thinking they're doing this. Why do I have... Oh. Oh my god. Hey Sphinx, which is which? SDX is ghosts, right?
Sorry, what?
Which
My
team is
God.
which? Whoa.
Yes.
You're lagging, brother.
Yeah, sorry. Let me.
Wait. Oh no, I see. Yeah, no. Never mind. I figured out who SDX is. Don't worry. I'll go back to media. Game started. Alright. It's a go time. We're gonna watch our word, Edvard Scissorhands. Gonna watch our mans go flanking around this tank. He got straight tall. Okay. That was out of nowhere. Alright, let's watch Grim Steel. Oh, grenade. He got grenaded. I don't know who's who. I don't know what gender. I'm just gonna say he, because why not? Oh, and he gets sniped across the map. That's Grim Steel for you. Taking a shot for everyone to know. We're gonna watch our boy Osu player 72 here. He sees a teammate, he jumps around, says hi, then he looks on a tank, he takes 1, 2, 3, I don't know how many shots he has, he's got a trigger finger, and he's gonna go around this building and go flanking. Why are you moving me?
Sorry, I brought you here, Damien. What were you asking?
It's fine, I figured out the teams.
Alright, you should probably post a link to your stream and match videos if you have access.
I'm streaming on both the CFPO channel and on mine.
Okay, yeah, if you can post that in match videos, I think you should have access to that, right?
I think so. Let me see.
Yeah.
This is the CFPO channel.
Yep.
I'm on both.
Alright, I see you typing. You're good.
Yeah, I got it.
Alright, so I can't move you back, so you're gonna have to move back yourself.
Gotcha. The timing of that was so perfect. I need to move this. It's SDX, V, and... Alright, we figured it out. Epic. Alright, let's go ahead and watch our boy... No, he's the referee. Lord Epic Hacks, our boy over here. Looks like he's just chilling out. I don't know what he's holding in his hand. Probably a pistol. I think he sees a guy. He's taking his shot. He's taking his shot wisely. He's firing at him right at the tank. He's, I don't know where he's up. He sees one jumping off the roof. What? Something happened with the grenade. Oh, goodness. Guess he's gonna be chilling there, Lord Epic Cax. Man's gonna chill and... Ooh. Wish I could see the kill feed. I'm gonna watch Edward Scissorhands. Edward Scissorhands going in for that little clutch on the flank. I don't know if he took him out or not, but he shot at a guy way across the match. That shot. Legit searing lit. What? What? Edward Scissorhands taking fire. Ooh, and he shooting randomly? Confusion is upon me. Gonna switch over to Osu player. What is Osu player doing? He's got an AK-47 in his hand. I don't know which type variant that is. That's a lot of AKs in this game. Looks like he's at that one building where I call the one building at, and he's peeking. Nothing's happening really over here. We're gonna move on to Grim. Grim Steel. What's this man's doing? Looks like he's going down the well. See if he encounters an enemy underground. This will be epic gamer moment if he does. Oh, no, he's back on the surface. Alright, we're going to switch up to Lord. Oh, wait. Grim Steel going against another. Oh, and he gets straight domed by another man on the other team. What's wrong with me? I don't know what's going on today. Alright, now on to Lord Epic Cax. Looks like he's still in the same spot as he was before. And he looks like he's slowly aiming, maybe looking for his target, taking his patience, speeding it out wisely. I predicted that. It's good. Alright, now on to Osu player. Osu player looks like he may be coming across on a flank, laying down in there. And he's trying to climb a building. I think he kind of failed at that point, but it's okay. He's a good man's. And now... Oh, he saw that tracer fly by. What's he gonna do? I wish I could really see everything. This is epic. It's like he's just looking for enemies. Just chilling. Alright, now moving on to Lord Epic Cax. Lord Epic Cax. Ooh, getting shot from behind. Ooh, not a good sight for Lord Epic Cax. Yikes. That's a big yikes. Osu player looks like he's still looking for an opponent to fire at. Maybe he's found one, maybe not. No, he's just chilling. Yeah. Oh wait, he found one. The grenade's throwing flybys, and he takes him out. It was a trade-off. They killed each other at the same time. One with a nade and one with the gun. That's epic gamer moment. Watching Edward Scissorhands once more. Looks like Edward Scissorhands is on another dead body of his, and he takes a shot across the map, and he trades with the man in the gutters. GG on that epic gamer moment. Alright, moving forward. Grim Steel looks like she's on the outskirts of the map. I am you know, the epic outskirts, just chilling, I see. Looking for opponents. Moving on to Lord Epic Cax. Looks like he's across the map from Grim Steel. Just chilling over here, looking for opponents that are nearby his location. Doesn't seem to find any, so he's gonna go right behind that building and just relax. I expected this. Now looking at Osu player, looks like he's in combat right now with someone in this building. Oh no, he just tossed a nade. Maybe he solved the issue. Tossing another nade. Maybe. He's getting shot. Ooh, they're shooting him, trying to shoot him to the they're trying to shoot him to the concrete. Things are happening left and right. I'm gonna go back to Grim Steel. Grim Steel looks like... What? Oh, gonna try to shoot through the wall. Grim Steel went onto the roof. Oh, and he sees a guy across map, and he domed him. Did he dome him? I don't know. Shot out a window. Moving on to Osu player. Osu player looks like he's chilling even more, just relaxing on the staircase. Oh, he's coming outside, just chilling near the barricades, relaxing, having a good time. Lord Epic Cax seems to be climbing over the walls like he does in Battlefield 5. He's having a great, amazing time, enjoying himself. And he's just relaxing as well as Osu player. But wait, Edward Scissorhands looks like he's on the flank. It looks like he's taking fire. No idea from where, but he's deciding to retreat from that fire statistic and gonna go ahead and flank around the map. And he gets shot from fleeing from the fire. Meanwhile, killing another guy. Alright. Grimsteel looks as to be. He's just going, looking for, opportunities to flank. Oh, he's shooting through the wall. Grimsteel's tailing a guy. Something's happening, and he gets a knife kill. Oh, what a great time to be alive. Oh, Grimsteel gets another kill. He sees another one on the other side. He gets him down right by the tank and on the roof and with a knife. All in one life. What an amazing play by Grimsteel himself. And he's getting shot at by a sniper. Ah, classic Desert Storm. Man's just scaled the building. Oh! Takes him out with the Tech 9. I think that's a Tech 9. Instantly domes him. Gets another kill. He looks like he's getting another kill, but he's under heavy fire and he dies. GG. Osu player apparently died. Okay. Lord Epic Cax seems to be just relaxing, having a grand old time on top of the roof. Maybe picking that one guy off from a large distance. No, he's taking fire and he's gone by a sniper rifle. Go figure. That's why you don't stay on the roof very long, my friend. Osu player looks like he's in combat once more, but nothing is really happening as he's just scaling buildings, relaxing. Maybe he's gonna see somebody again. Maybe. I spaced out. Oh goodness. Let's watch our boy Grimsteel getting more kills. Oh, he's shooting across distance. Maybe he's gonna get on the roof and he's gonna take a shot, but he fails to get that shot. And now he's dead on top of the roof because he's a GG moment. Looks like Lord Epic Cax is taking cover, taking it nice and slow with the DMR. I think that's the DMR. Taking fire at the wood. He's very low. He's probably laying down because he wants to regenerate. But little does he know there's a guy to his left. And he looks at it and he dies. 2 minutes left on the clock. Right now, current score, SDX 38, AM 35. Looks like XDX might have this in the bag. I said a quote from Chili's. I think that's Chili's. I don't even remember where that's from. Probably Popeyes. Oh, Edward Scissorhands did not bode in. Man's got shot dead center. I don't know what's happening. Edward Scissorhands spawns and he's firing on that guy. Nothing's happening. Maybe he gets the kill. Gets naded. Maybe. Ooh, he's just chilling. Ooh, he gets naded again. Takes another damage. He's going to come into the building where there's no other way out aside from that window. And he goes on top of the roof. And he fails to go on top of the roof. Make it shot from the back. Go figure. That's why you don't do that. GG. Also, Lord Epic Cax. Let's see what you're doing, good buddy. One minute left on the clock. XDX 41, AM 42 current score. I don't know how Lord died. Probably by a sniper rifle. We're going to go ahead and watch our boy Osu player tossing a nade cross map. Taking his luck. May have gotten a kill. But he goes back to relaxing. As usual. Lord Epic Cax looks as to be he's going to where he threw the nade at the tank. Things is happening. Hi Deagle, what's up, man? How you doing? Looks to me as Lord Epic Cax is just relaxing next to a tank, just chilling. Edward Scissorhands seems to have located his next target, takes his shot, Didn't get the kill. Oh, he's taking another shot across map. Maybe gets the kill. I don't know if he did because lol Omega lol came in at the yeah. Osu player gets killed. GG. That is a good win for I don't know. Ooh, it's a stalemate. I think it's a stalemate. I have no clue. Tie game. 1-1. No. Is this what score? Score? Who won? 47-47. Did they really do that? LHL, what does that mean? It's a tie. Okay, it's a tie. We are now in the tie game. Nobody won that match. GG. We're still going to be at 0-0. That's a big rip. Big rip. Goodness. That's a nice tie. I wonder if we're going to do another match. Those of you on my Twitch, you probably know what this is. This is Coca-Cola. I've already drinking another bottle of this today. I may be a bit sugar high, but I'm having fun. I'm streaming my favorite game. My boys in the CPFO organization. But it was a close game. I hate to be. It was a close game. Everything went smoothly. Aside from the fact that two people on SDX's team were just chilling half the time. But it doesn't matter, because they couldn't find enemies. That's a big rip. Yes, that... yes. Wait, yes. There need to be tiebreaker. Tired. Life is up, living our way. Holding on, just saying. Oh, we just chilling. Anyways, how are you doing, Deagle? Are you doing good, brother? And I'm finding you every day for us something new. Open mind for a different view, and nothing else matters. Hell yeah, man. What the hell? No. What's happening? What's happening? No matter how far. As you can see, I'm a professional. This is, you know, ESL, PSL, oh, trash streams, Roblox. This is XTX versus AM at 6. Started at 6:30 in the morning. No, not in the morning. That's the afternoon. What a bunch of skinny boys. Yeah, what's up, Dewey? This is the real shit. Alright, I'm just gonna, so right now, I think, just so I can be amazing, it's literally a tie. The game ended in either, it was either a 44 or 47-47. I don't even remember. Also, what's up? PP, what's up? I don't know how to say your name. Ologist. I'll just call you Ologist. What's up, man? How you doing, brother? Dewey, how you doing, man? How is we gonna feel the family? I don't know. I really don't know, man. All you have to do is drink Coca-Cola. Not sponsored, but please sponsor. Please. I love this brand. Got it rough. Big rip. What's up, Zach is hack? Yes, it was a tie. I still don't know what's going on. I'm spaced out beyond all hell. And I think y'all do got it rough. But at the same time, one person, I'm not going to name, maybe I already did name him. Dude was just chilling after the match, man. He was just relaxing. He was like, he probably cracked open a cold one. He's like, you know what? I'm tired, so I'm just gonna sit here and let AM take the board and beat my team. So he sits here and he's like, I don't know. I'm confused. I'm just ranting about because I'm retarded. STX and AM, pretty big rifles. Yeah, this is already an interesting match as it literally ended the last match 47-47, and it was pretty hot. It was pretty nice. You know, they were doming each other left and right, headshots, this and that. You know, it was pretty epic. You know, they do have it rough, but it's the best of times. I'm one of them. You beta. Thank you. It smells like clothes. It's pretty epic. Why did the voting thing open up? Did I click that by accident? Omega lol. He probably is a professional Moist Nugget user, man. That man is a legend. How long you been in comp? I've never met you. I took a break between season. So I've actually been in CFPL or CPFL and CFPFO. Though I was in every match, you know, for like CPFL. Not playing, but you know, streaming and having a good time. I joined up in CPFO. I cannot pronounce. I always put an F at the beginning. I joined that. I joined it a while ago, back in like season 3, and then I stayed till season 4. Then I had like a job, this and that, and I was gone all the way up until now. I'm back in season 7, and we're gaming. Also, looks as though the next match has started. What's going? Ooh, what? Who's standing up here? I gotta sit real still. Looks like we're gonna go ahead and start watching our boy War Spiles in the making of. Is this Locker? Oh, it is Locker. Epic. So now we're in the map. Excuse me. I'm not on a team, dude. I never was on a team. I'm always on media. I'm level 61. You gonna clap my cheats? Yeah, brother. Go for it. I could care less. That'd be fun. I don't know how, but War Spirals got domed. We're gonna watch our boy 8 Paul M3. Looks as to be is I don't even know where the hell this is. What part of Locker is this? Is this Bravo? Looks like Bravo. No, it's not Bravo. It is Bravo. Oh! 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 Did you see that? The man just break. Oh, gets a double kill. The man, the myth, the legend, Paul M3, double kill, shredding opponents left and right. We're gonna go ahead and switch it up to a legend car with a gun. Man's is kicking ass. Oh yes. Oh, and legit. Oh, using my baby, the Scar H takes him out with like 15 rounds, but it's okay. He shoots out a crate because epic gamer moment, and now he's stuck in the wall because. We're gonna watch our boy Witten Matter just relaxing. You know, he's just chilling right here. I don't know where this call out is because Locker changed so much on Phantom Force. Also, the man's just relaxing, just chilling, having a great time, walking around the map. Sees a teammate, goes the opposite way because epic gamer moment. We're gonna switch it up. We're gonna go to a legit car with a gun. I don't know his name. He's shooting at the ground because epic gamer moment. Oh, he sees an opponent. He gets shot in the head. He gets stoned. Oh, GG. We went from Sergius awkwardly, quietly to this legendary cancer. Thank you. We're gonna watch our boy 8 Paul M3. Looks like he just came out of a firefight. A legit car with a gun gets killed right behind him. Paul MD doesn't know what's coming to him, but he gets a kill. He shoots a guy right in the face. GG. Epic gamer moment. All these kill trades are insane. SDX, AM, big. Big rivals. Since the Dark Ages. Killing each other instead of, getting proper kills. Epic gamer moment. Gonna go ahead and watch our boy. A legit car with a gun. My man's rolling with the Scar H, shooting at nothing. I think, because epic gamer moment. Getting straight domed from his right. Epic. Foul. Ooh, War Spirals gets a sneaky kill, but then gets flanked by another teammate on the other side. I think that's the SDS side. I don't know what team I'm watching, but it's great. It's epic. A legit car with a gun in the middle of a firefight. He shot a barricade. Grenade coming his way. Something's happening. Epic gamer moment. And he's just relaxing, waiting for another peek. Oh! Oh! Did you see that? The man stoned the other man with his car H. Literally, I'm dropping people left and right with the Scar H. That man's on a 3-player skill streak. I gotta breathe. I'm spectating AM. Let's go. Right now. Big rip. He shot his whole magazine and didn't get a kill. Who am I watching? What is he doing? Who is this? How dare you walk on there? What's in that Coke? Coca-Cola. I don't know what's in here. Let me look at the ingredients. Hold up. I don't know. I don't know what it's in the ingredients. To see this, you want to see the stats or whatever? There you go. Okay, you saw the stats. Epic gamer moment. I pressed caps lock. We're gonna watch War Spirals taking fire. Looks to be in Delta right now. He's... What? What is he doing? Oh, he's getting domed to his left. Why did he peek that corner? Maybe he died because he's epic gamer moment. He's probably mad. Watching Paul M3. The man's is coming from, I believe, he's going into Echo. No, he's not. He's actually going to go back that way. I don't know what call out that is anymore. Oh, and he's getting shot at by the prison entrance 2000 number 100. Doesn't want to shoot back. He's waiting for the peak, for that opportunity to get the greatest shot of all time. And he's just relaxing at this point. Nothing's going to happen. Watch him get domed in the head because he's peeking from the stairs. He sees a guy. He's taking a shot wisely. Oh, gets assisted by his teammate, but his teammate is also shooting the wood. Oh! He waited perfectly. He got his kill, but he got naded in the process. The nade went downstairs. He's getting another kill, and he gets domed in the face. GG. Also, we're down to War Spirals. Back in Delta again. Looks like he's trying to go for another flank. GG. He's firing at him. Oh! This is spicy gameplay right here. Epic. I don't know what's going on. Hubor taking shots at the floor. Man just taking shots at the floor. And he dies from the right. I think you were looking the wrong way, Huber. Goodness, what's going on? Paul, man, shooting across the window. I say window, the hall. Gets a nice kill at eliminating the other guy because epic. You know, here are the stats. You know, epic. Wait, did he actually? Oh my god! Big rip. Hubert just rage quitted. GG. Oh, big rip. Paul sees a guy. He's taking his fire, but he was just shy inches away from the man's head. Dies instantly because his aim is off. Anyways, we're going to be watching a legit car with gun again. Mans has my baby gun, the Scar H. and he's just shooting at the snow, wasting my ammo that I preciously gave him, and nothing is happening. GG. Oh, but he's taking shots. He gets the kill, then gets shot right behind him. Big rip. Big rip. Oh, a Paul man looks to be in the the foosball room, shooting at things, you know, having a great time, just shooting at random things. You know, Paul man, he's just chilling, relaxing. Wit matter in the middle of a combat. No, he's not. He's shooting the wall. Then he gets shot. Good idea. Hey, Paul's the only one alive. Ooh. Car with gun throws a nade, but fails to get a kill with a nade because epic gamer moment. But he sees another guy, tosses a nade right at him. The guy doesn't know what's coming to him. He shoots at him with the scar. Nothing's going on. BS. What? Oh, but he didn't check his corner and get straight domed. GG. We're gonna be watching War Spiles here. Looks to be carrying an SVS, GVS. Getting shot. Died instantly. Here are the stats. Epic gamer moment. Holy cow, you can really see the level difference. Oh, and he gets shot. That's what you get for using the VSS. Oh, goodness. GG. A legit car with a gun. With that mighty fine Scar H. In the showers, apparently. I think he's going to take a shower in the game. But he sees an enemy. He takes his shots. He's using single fire. Fails to use single file. And that's why you should play other games such as Insurgency. Because you get to learn better how to single fire. He died. And he's typing tags in the chat. I understand that feeling as well. GG. And he's taking shots. Shooting the wall. But he's shooting through a barricade. Maybe we will get this kill. Who knows? He retreats. He's inside of a random building. GG moment. I think he's... Yeah. Epic. And he gets domed. Oh. GG. What's up, Zimani? What's up, brother? How you doing? SDX1. Alright, where's the banner? I need to edit the text. Which one is it? This one. I don't know which one is it. This one's the one. So right now, SDX just won. Yes. They did. Pretty epic, am I right? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't know how they tied the first match. Best of 3. Yup. Yup. Anyways. Cheers, boys. That's so beautiful. Ah, bloody Where the hell? Oh, this way. God, yeah. Oh. Dude, I'm gonna say something. Do you know what's epic? Epic. Tell Paul Huberts. What's up? Game froze and cut on him. What do you mean? Do I like tell that to the ref or something? Extend out. I can let him know. 1 second. Yeah, there you go. Just do that. Yeah, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Dude, I legit, this is my first stream back. I have no idea what's going on aside that I'm streaming the gameplay. Cause I'm epic. I don't know what's going on. Dun dun dun. I am like, dude, it's so freaking hot. Next. No. Epic. Have we started yet? I guess we just started. Where the hell? Dude, the refs know too many glitches. It's great. Alright, we're gonna be watching AM again, looks like it. What's up, water competitive? What? Competitive logo shooting? What? Okay. My man's died again. I couldn't even watch because he died. Whitmatter looks like he's got a suppressed KSG. Mans, what you doing? Matt vote is on for some odd reason. Don't worry, I got it. He's just going there, he's chilling, and he gets shot. Go figure. That's why you don't use shotguns. So, Paul, he's just chilling on the, the little scaffolding. He's just chilling, like he did last game, waiting for mates. He's covering his back. Then he gets shot because he didn't take the shot beforehand. GG. Yeah. But what's up, Walnut? How you doing, brother? A legit car with a gun. Got grenaded. GG. War Spirals seems to have the VSS again. Let's see how he properly uses this weapon. He tosses a nade. Nothing happens. He's investigating the nade area. Nothing. Looks like he's shooting the wall. But there's somebody behind the wall. Yikes, this is going rough for it. Yeah, it really is. Dude, AM is getting tossed. But it doesn't matter. This is legit Scar. Oh, he gets a kill with the Scar H. He's gonna get another one if he gets that nice shot on it. Nobody's gotten shot straight from the escalator. GG, big rip. I'm a bit biased on the Scar H. I love that gun. It's a great gun. Continue to watch. Whitmatter died because, I don't know, he's using a shotgun. Paul, man, just chilling again. He's just relaxing, having a great time. A legit car with gun in the middle of combat. Tossing nades left and right. Looking for the enemies on the escalator. Then he looks to his left, didn't take the shot, and slid and died. Big rip. Also, Whitmatter just chilling, chatting in the chat as usual. Looking at people, and he gets grenaded. Wow, that was a really bad move to just sit there. Big rip. I would also. Paul looks like he's found his first opponent, gets the kill. He sees another one shooting at him, and he's gonna take the kill. Double kill. That man is on a kill streak of I don't know how many, but he's rocking and rolling. Let's look at the stats. I press cap lock. Let's look at the stats. I press cap lock again. Scuffed 3. Dude, it's so freaking sticky in this house. I hate Florida. Urgh. Paul died. A legit car with a gun gets shot from behind. Always check your behind. Otherwise, you're gonna die because GG. You know, pro game. Epic gamer moment. Wit Matter looks to be relaxing, having a great time. You know, just climbing the escalator. Probably gonna get domed at any second because it's a shotgun, and he's gonna get shot instantly because GG. You know, just chilling, running around, having a great time. Paul, on the other hand, looks to be in combat, but he's just relaxing. I hit the mic. And he gets another kill, I think he did. I'm not too sure. He just shot the wall. I can't see because his gray head. Omega low. A legit car with a gun in the middle of a firefight wins the firefight. Looks like he's probably low. That man's is clutching with the Scar H. The legend. The legend. The legend. He's firing at the wall again, making sure nobody comes that way. He is playing defensively with the Scar H. He gets the other kill. That man laid down, tactical lay down, takes the fire. GG, epic gamer moment. This guy died somehow. I don't know. He's probably mad. I love how we just got JoJo music playing in the background. Oh goodness, I need water. Oh, and he dies. Big rip to a legend car gun. And he, apparently, we're going to be watching Paul again, shooting the wall. Unfortunately, he doesn't see anyone. Just shooting the wall, then he looks behind him and dies. Big rip. It is the perfect music. I love how this guy died immediately after spawn. Tactical laid down. Wit Matter looks to be as camping with a shotgun and he's gonna die, but he didn't die. He pulled out his pistol. Smart choice. He's not using a pistol, he's using a revolver. He's gonna do another tactical laydown, just relaxing. He's gonna do it. Oh, and no, he did not. He failed because his teammates spawned on him, distracted him. GG, big rip. He's taking his shots with the revolver very carefully. Only 6 shots in that revolver. He better pick his target wisely. As he throws the grenade at the floor, didn't even make it over there. I don't know why he threw that grenade, because gamer moment. War Spiral seems to be flanking around the enemy at Charlie. I don't remember what objective this is on, and he died. Omega low. My grenade. A legit car with a gun taking fire from the escalator, takes a shot, tosses a nade, it blows up. Oh, and he, maybe you will get the kill, and he tosses another nade instead of shooting at the guy. Big rip, bad mistake. My mans, you have a Scar H, what are you doing? War Spiral's already in combat, right off a spawn. Something has happened. He just threw a grenade at his teammate. That's tactical. You really want AM to win? I don't care who wins. What? Dude, the stream is so scuffed. My headset unplugged. Oh no. I lit your car with a gun and another fire. Bias as hell. Yeah. Do what you may. Extreme quality? Yeah. Hell yeah, man. Thank you. GG. Big rip. He died. Throws the nade. I saw that nade. Corner of my eye. Paul is just AFK. What is he doing? He just sees his teammates falling and dying because epic. He's just chilling, man. Forehead. Forehead bro moment. A legit car with a gun. Oh, got headshot. And that's why you don't peek that thing more than 3 times. They will predict it. GG, big rip. Epic gamer moment. They spawned again. Paul looks as to be as he avenged a legit car with a gun with his AK. I think that's an AK. It looks like an AK. Maybe it is. I don't know what it is. War Spiral's taking shots with a shotgun, fails to do that, pulls out a pistol, hits him with the hammer, dies. This is what happens when you have all 3 of your weapons using for no reason. Big rip. Paul looks like to be he's hiding behind a crate, taking fire from the right and the front and diagonally. Big rip as the man retreats. to get the kills, but he doesn't know. Maybe he gets the kill. No, he shoots at a sniper and dies. Big rip. That usually happens all the time with an assault rifle against a sniper rifle. Epic gamer moment. Who the hell? Okay. Looks to be a legit car with a gun. Got his Scar H. Shooting at the wall again. Mixing. He throws a nade. Does he get the kill? A nade comes his way. Dodges the nade. Shit's hitting the fan. What's happening? Takes a shot again at the wall. Nothing happens, and he dies by a grenade. What a surprise. War Spiral's taking the shot. Ooh, drop shot. Get rigged. Epic. I skip the song. Alright, boys, here's the score drops. You know the score drops? Deal! War Spiral got dropped. Big rip. Big rip. Massive rip. Looks to be a legit car with a gun. Rocking it. Shooting at the wall once more. And he gets stoned because he doesn't see the guy. Because of the gray head. The head glitching. Epic gamer moment. I think Paul was in front of him too. Gets wrecked. War Spiral seems to be chilling with the VSS once more. He looks to be seeing another enemy. He's taking the fire. He's relaxing. You know, nothing's gonna happen to him. Gets on the roof. Then for some reason evacuates to the escalators just to probably die to this guy with an assault rifle. What a surprise. You don't do that. A legit car with a gun shooting the wall again. And then shooting over there. Big rip. I need more cocoa. Oh! Legit car with a gun, clutching it with the Scar H. The man's a legend. Takes 4 shots, doesn't die. Literally a god. He went from like 200 IQ to 1 IQ. The Neanderthal dropped the nade and laid down and peeked again. What just happened to you, car with a gun? What just happened? What happened? Paul looks as to be his epic gamer moment right there. Paul sees a team. Paul shooting a teammate. A legit car with a gun hiding behind that epic crate gets another kill. Shoots the guy with an epic Scar H. I don't know how many times I said Scar H during this stream, but I'm an epic gamer. Why is he shooting the wall again? Bro, what are you doing? He gets another kill. Epic gamer moment. I closed my eyes. I didn't see the kill, but I saw the kill. He gets grenaded and he is done. I knew it. He didn't know it because he didn't see the grenade. I thought pro Roblox players could see that. Epic gamer moment. Paul man looks to be shooting the wall once more at the same scaffold team. Maybe he'll get the kill. He's shooting the wall, just chilling. Oh, and he sees one and he dies again. Big rip. This is looking badly for AM. Scores are up on the screen right now. This is the leaderboard, current leaderboard. Yikes. Big moment, big. Hold on, my friend just texted me. Hold on, let me see this. He said, he said right here, are you casting I Buy Power versus Liquid? This is in CSGO. Oh god. A legit car with a gun gets shot. GG, game over. Looks to be maybe, I don't know who won that match, but that was a good match. Big rip to my mans with the Scar H. I don't know who won. I don't know the score. Yeah, I don't know. It literally like cut him off. Score. SDX won that match. Looks like SDX is in the lead by 2 points. Big rip. I pressed enter. SDX. Maybe they made their name like that to make it sound like that. Pretty epic. Goodness, that was such a that was such a game. Why am I so good at this crap? XDX! XDX! Whee! Oh, hit my wall. Oh god, Mirage. Ugh, I hate that map. Can I not watch this map? I despise this map because it's just pure snipers on retail rather than private, dude. Wait, what the hell? Did Team 2 just rage quit? I can't, I'm streaming a game. Y'all took too long. I love how I get texted by 2 different people. Yeah, dude. SDX 2-0. Mans are rocking it. Unfortunately, though, AM is at 0. Even though they got the Scar H on their team, something is happening, man. Big rip. What's happening? Is the game over? Hold on. I'm so confused. Oh, they quit. Big rip. Oh. $30 love. Yes. I need to ask. Hey, is the game over? I'm confused.
I don't even know.
I just see everyone dipping.
Nice stream, by the way.
Thank you, by the way.
Hello.
Hey, Cole.
Yes.
Hi.
The game is over. Yes. It's
Okay.
2-0.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh man, I'm stupid. All right, thank you. That's all I needed to know.
All right.
Yeah, I get.
That's a game. That's a wrap. GG Epic Gamer moment. SDX wins the game. First match of the season, Season 3. SDX won. You got to hear yourself on stream. You're an Epic Gamer moment, man. All of you, thank you for joining in the stream. I'm going to go ahead and hit the hay. No, I'm not. I'm probably going to go play Jackbox off stream. Have fun. Bye, guys. Bye. I'm going to use my proper, like, my actual stream ending thing. It's so big! Alright, let's not use that. Let's use this one. Oh, there we go. Bye-bye.